Hello and welcome to the Black Eye Podcast. I am your host, Michelle. Welcome to my channel. If you like what you heard, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Anything that helps a little old channel like mine grow. So I'm just going to jump right into the subject matter. If you're anything like me, you have been on these YouTube streets and you know about the Black Manosphere. And you know the denigration, the demoralization, and the outright disrespect that the Black Manosphere have for Black women, considering, especially considering their hair, their skin, their makeup, the clothes they wear, whether they're plus size, whatever. You know what the deal is. And so one of the reasons I started this channel is because I really wanted to be a positive voice for Black women. I want to contribute to that. I know there are plenty of positive voices out there who definitely lift up Black women and, fight back against the tide of evil, I guess. And I wanted to be one of those voices. I want to be a voice that does that as well. I want to lend my voice into doing that. So, what happened today is I came across a man on YouTube named Nanick, who had 6 secrets that white men don't want Black women to know. And let me just tell you, it is nice, very nice, to hear men of another race talk about the beauty of a Black woman in such a positive way. And I personally felt good. I'm a married woman, whatever. But it just felt good to hear positive, beautiful words about Black beauty. Because really, if you can't appreciate the beauty of a Black woman, I don't really know what kind of beauty you can appreciate. And so I'm not going to go on too long about it, but I just wanted to let you know that this is why I'm sharing this video. And I'll leave a link in the description where you can actually go and watch his videos, because this is all he talks about. How beautiful Black women are, how freaky he likes to be with Black women. And he's not fetishizing. I know a lot of Black women don't like white men because they feel that they're being fetishized. But well, I don't know what to say. I mean, you have a right to feel the way you do. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Let's get on with the video. You know how it goes. I'll stop and, put my 3 cents into it. But without further ado, let's go.
Secret that white men don't want to know Black women is that we are actually, I don't call it a fetish, but I just call it an obsession. I call it an obsession with your skin. It's not just your skin. In Germany, they say an sich, and we use that in Holland as well. It means on the surface. That doesn't just mean on the surface. Well, it does mean that, but not just one particular shade. We like all shades. We like very dark skin, and not as dark as you see in some African tribes. Well, we like that too, but we just generally don't see them in European countries as much. But we do see the different shades and tones, and that's what makes it beautiful. You see, as the sun goes down in the evening, and the sky and the buildings and the beach, if you're on the beach, changes colors because the sun sets, the tones become darker. And as I say often with plus-size women, with Black women, the shades and tones also reflect nature. So you see that reflection of the different shades and tones, dark, darker, 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 darker. And then when the sun comes up, you see dark, lighter, 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 lighter. That's beautiful. I've talked to several white guys who actually use this metaphor or something similar where they said, well, if you look at light, how light casts on a black woman, it's beautiful. They don't talk about it because, and this is why it's a secret.
I just got to stop that because that metaphor is beautiful. It puts you in mind of the poem. I can't remember who the author is, but it's called. It starts out by saying she walks in the beauty of the night, and I can't remember. I used to read it all the time, and now I can't remember the author. If you remember, yeah, you put it down in the comments. But I mean, isn't that beautiful though? How he talks about black women's skin and how the light reflects upon it and how it reflects nature. And, I believe that's a beautiful metaphor, you know, and it just puts you in that poem, she walks in the beauty of the night. That is just that line right there, that single line. A beautiful black woman in all her shades and all her tones, and how those shades and tones represent nature. Let's continue.
Because, they get the fetish label applied, and, we don't want that. Now, the second secret, I don't know how many there are. I'm doing my videos on the fly, but I know a lot of secrets. And one of them is that we are suckers for twerkers. Hey, that's a nice ring to it. Suckers for twerkers. Now, those white women, they kind of have their own twerking game, and they do pretty.
Wait a minute, I gotta interrupt this because I don't know. Does anybody watch Kindred G? And I don't know. I think it was a recent episode where the guy's like he doesn't like twerkers because twerkers are not ladylike or whatever. And I when I heard this before, because I heard this video prior to making this recording, I cracked up because it is totally and completely antithetical to what Black Manosphere tell you is ladylike. And to hear this white man say that they like twerking, they like a black woman who twerks. I'm not going to give it away anymore, but it just cracked me up because, well, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to continue. I'm going to let you hear it.
A good job at times, sometimes I was going to say. But those black women, yeah, they've got it down. They've got it down pat. That's where, I believe it originated from the 1980s, 1984. I forgot, but my memory's been acting up lately, as you know. But it came from that, and it was non-sexual. It was not a sexual thing, but, we can't help it when we see that booty shake, that, it goes, well, it goes up and down, but it goes, black woman, does that twerking thing. It's kind of like a circular motion. You can't really make out if it goes up and down, left or right, or in a circular motion. That's what's so that's what's so, I was going to say attractive, but that's what's so appealing about it. It's that movement, that rhythmic movement, and something that black women have down very pat, very, very, very pat, are very good at, is with the music, with the bass drum, the beat of the music. So it's and if you look at that, and especially if those during summer carnival, I wasn't there last year or this year, 2022 here at Rotterdam Center, because I gotta mind my ears now. But I used to go and I would see those women do that, and they would have the more open skin. So kind of like the shirt was kind of open. You would see your black skin. So you had two things that you're kind of focused on. First, you're focused on the skin, the shades and tones, and how light bounces off, and you see that rhythmic bone and it just puts you in a trance. But again, we don't want to say that. We don't talk about that. We consider it a secret that I'm spilling now, because we don't want to be judged as guys that are only after black women.
like how he said, what did he say? He said they were suckers for twerking. Suckers for twerkers. Oh my God, that's whoa, whoa. It explains a lot, you know. In my Instagram, my private Instagram, not in my public Instagram, but in my private Instagram, I get a lot of IG pictures with black women who are with white men, and you know the white man is loving on this black woman. He's helping her with her hair. He's encouraging her to take out her crochet, her weave. He's encouraging her to wear her afro. And he's like, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful to see black women be loved so completely and thoroughly for who they are. And just listening to him talk about, you know, we're suckers for twerkers. And when you hear like the black men in the black manosphere and they're talking, you know, they say all this derogatory stuff about black women, you know, that just tells you that they don't speak for all men. And that black women, we have to start looking outside of the black man, you know, outside of this black woman gaze for black men, because I think we're missing out on being loved and admired and downright worshipped completely, frankly. Well, anyway, let's continue.
Hide that because we're like, well, yeah, I'm attracted to her, but I can't be seen with her because that's his gun. As guys that are only after black women for sex. No, we don't. Third secret is something that I actually should have mentioned in the beginning of the video. It's the most important one. It's a lot of guys, a lot of white guys, they love black women, but they're in the closet about it. You know, they secretly admire black women. It's kind of like with plus size women. They secretly admire plus size women, but they don't talk to their friends about it because.
I gotta stop here because I know what he's saying here about secretly how men secretly admire plus size women, and and what is it that they do when you're in grade school? Your little boy likes you, but he's constantly like pulling on your hair and aggravating you. And sort of persecuting you in a way. And I think that's what's going on in the black manosphere, because they're always talking about, you know, plus size women and, you know, you got to be fit and friendly and this and that and the other thing. And it seems to be like an obsession. Like, if you don't want to date a plus size woman, just don't date a plus size woman. I don't know why you have to have an entire video talking about how black women are obese. I don't even understand like the reasoning behind that. But see, it shows, and he's talking about this here, Cohen, that, you know, men secretly like a plus size woman. They do. Without being too, I guess it's more pushing for the cushion. I guess that's what they think of it as. But anyways, plus size women and black women, they're in the closet. I don't know if white men are as in the closet as they once were. Because like I said, in my IG feed, I see a lot of white men and black women. And I know that Instagram is not real life, and I don't know if it represents the amount or percentage of interracial couples where the woman is black and the man is white. I don't know the percentages of it, but I do get a lot of Instagram pictures. So, you know, if you lived in this Instagram world, you would think that you know, it's quite a bit of white men with black women. So I don't know if there is in the closet is all that. I know they are in the closet about the plus size though. I know that. I know that for a fact. But let's go on. Let's continue.
Farther, further farther. I think both women. It's kind of like with plus size women. They secretly admire plus size women, but they don't. They don't talk to their friends about it because, they're afraid of ridicule. But what they're essentially doing is they're putting their own happiness in front of or their friends. They're forfeiting their future. Basically, they're forfeiting their happiness. Those two things, their future and happiness. Because, I mean, if you're happy, you do what you want in life. You pursue the things in life that you want, and you pursue the women in life that you want. And you don't think about the stigma of society. A lot of white guys, they do that because, they've been conditioned that, one race should stay with the same race. And, they don't look further, they don't further farther. I think both work in this case. They don't look beyond the skin color. They don't look beyond the genes. We're all red underneath. We're all human beings. So it's not about skin. It's about love. And when we as white men, we look at black women. A lot of us, and now a lot of us don't, but a lot of us do. Not me. A lot of us do hide that because we're like, well, yeah, I'm attracted to her, but I can't be seen with her because that's just gonna. Not that she, that black woman can't be a beautiful woman, blah blah, all that stuff. But no, it's just the stigma of society. Now, when a white guy gets older, and I've talked about this in a separate video. I'll just talk about it in 20 seconds now. It's like what happens is you go through that process so many times that you just don't care anymore. You don't care anymore, and then you finally get over that and you start dating black women. That's the third secret. Now, the fourth secret that I want to talk about, I closed the door, closed the window because smoke was getting in. I hate that damn smoke from the neighbors. The fourth secret that a lot of white guys have is that we actually envy in a good way. I don't know if you know how to put that, but you can envy in a good way. Black culture, in the sense that, I should say envy. I should say admire, but the envious part comes when you look at, how natural black people move and how seemingly natural their confidence comes, how very natural they're moving in groups and they're doing group things. Like when you go to Summer Carnival that I talked about a moment ago, you see a lot of black people grouped together. You see some blacks and whites, but you see a lot of black grouped together, and you see a lot of cohesion. So a lot of community there. Now, I'm not saying you can't see white people, but the groups are generally larger. And when we look at black women, we see that same cohesion, we see that same togetherness, we see that same almost kind of Girl Scout kind of thing, like where it's very cohesive. And that's nice, but it's also intimidating. And some white guys, it kind of puts them off. And like when you hear me say this, I don't want you to look at that as a put off. I don't want you to look at that as something that you as a black woman need to change. That's something that the white guy needs to change. If a white guy can't deal with that, can't handle that, then the white guy is not for you. You just gotta look for a white guy who has more masculine energy.
Okay. There's some things I like to unpack here. He is talking about, overcoming your fears, your programming, your conditioning. And I think this is really a shout out to black women as well. That we have to just get over that skin color and the skin tone thing and start looking for love wherever it comes. Stop narrowing our options and just start opening our minds, our souls, our bodies, our spirits to love. to whatever love, whomever, wherever it comes from. It doesn't necessarily have to come from black men. We don't necessarily have to live alone. We don't have to. We don't have to do that. There is love out there for black women. We are desired. We are wanted. We are admired. I don't know how much more I can say this. I hope it gets out, but I don't know. And I hope this video, this podcast is good enough to get out there, and that more black women, young black girls get to hear this, that you are admired, you are wanted, you are desired. These men out here who say they don't like you and they don't get down with the brown and they don't do the swirl, leave them alone. They're not for you. Go where you are appreciated and just damn near worshipped. It's nothing wrong with somebody who looks at you and find you beautiful, find you fascinating. And we have to get over that programming that is got to be with the race or it ain't with nobody. We got to get over that because we're limiting ourselves. Number one. The second part he was talking about is how I think he's saying like black people are together now. He's in Europe, okay, so I think I understand a little bit of his perspective here, and I like how he says how intimidating it all is. I guess female friends and all that kind of stuff, that black women have a cohesion, and he's saying like I like how he's taking ownership. If he can't handle the intimidation, an intimidating woman or whatever, then he's not the white man for you. You need to leave him alone. And he's saying that if a white man or any man can't handle you, I'm taking it to mean any man, that, they don't have masculine energy. You heard that, right? They don't have masculine energy. They're not masculine. Leave him alone. Go to someone who has masculine energy. That's powerful to me, because in a world, in these YouTube streets that unfortunately are influencing our young men and some of our young women, it's nice to hear a man take ownership for his masculinity without being toxic. And God knows I hate that word toxic. The most overused word in the vocabulary today. But in this case, very, very apt. So I'm going to go on. Let's continue.
About him. But it's a secret, I've talked about some white guys, I talked to some white guys. I'm sorry, I still have not fully slept, but sleeping better now. I've talked to some white guys in the past that said, they're so these guys, they got their own culture, they got their own thing going on, and we try to approach a woman in one of those groups is extra hard because they're not alone, they're together, and then you've got these multiple people to deal with when you just want to talk to one woman. So that's kind of something that they keep hush-hush. They don't really talk about it, because when they talk about it, they exacerbate it, and it just becomes more of a problem. So that's the fourth thing that white guys keep as a secret. So the fifth secret that white men, I've moved to the front side of the apartment. I call this the Caribbean side because I've got some Caribbean stuff in the background, some lights and stuff. Got a beach chair and stuff. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Yeah. So anyway, I've got the wooden stuff. The fifth secret that white guys have for black women. Is a pause? So the fifth secret is this. Many white guys have told me that sex with black women, the bedroom, is out of this world, especially first time. For For me personally, every time is like the first time. And I've talked to some white guys who've had that same experience, but you have to keep in mind, and I talk to them, and I have talked to them, but not every white guy is as detailed as I imagine not every black guy is as detailed. Guys are just different, but they say the bedroom experience is explosive. I got a whole playlist to do with the bedroom. If you have seen my videos, then I don't need to explain this. If you haven't seen my videos, you just gotta watch those videos. It's explosive, it's new to them, I guess for some it's the novelty of being with a black woman. It's just the difference, it's the intensity. Especially if you deal with a healthy white guy. And well, a lot of black women that I know are healthy. If I look around here, but yeah, it's summertime now, so it's different, it's different. Everyone looks more healthy in the summer. But big secret, big thing they don't want to talk about, because again, they feel that if they do, then it's just a white man chasing black women and bring up the whole slavery era. White guys are a lot, and that's actually, it could be a separate point, but I'm just going to include it as a fifth point. White guys are very wary about the whole slave thing, and try not to be too icky about it with regards to what other men are saying, like, white guys just want sex with black women, because when you focus on it, you make it bigger. But it is one of those things, and they keep it kind of a secret to not really talk about specifically the sex of black women, or like, when they talk about sex with sex, just talk about sex with women, unless they're gay. I don't talk to them, but not that I've got anything against gays, but when I talk to those guys and they talk about specifically sex with black women, they're kind of like, it's kind of like they beat around the bush. They use words, and then I really have to cut to the core. So for me, that comes off as they want to kind of keep a hush hush. They want to kind of keep it a secret, because for them, it's kind of like either taboo or they've got that shame thing going on. But I think most guys are just they kind of want to keep it to themselves. There's really different reasons why guys hide that aspect of themselves. So that's number 5. Now I'm going to end this video with one that you didn't.
Okay, so what can I say? What can I say? I don't know. As of recording of this video, it is late in the evening, so I am a little fried, but I guess I can talk from my own experience. Can I talk from my own experience? Is that okay with you? White men are freaky, okay? They are freaky in bed. It shocks the crap out of you if you are a black woman, and it's very surprising. And so sex is very, very explosive. It is very just wow. That's all I got to say about that. I know I should probably have some intellectual something to say about it, but I really don't. It's just wow. I mean, you will be pleasantly surprised with sex with a white man. That is what it is. So, as we are nearing to the end of the Big 6 Secrets, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if these are big secrets to you, or are they how do you feel about this? How do you feel about these secrets that Mr. Nanick, I was going to call him Nanick, Mr. Nanick has revealed about black women, and or white men don't want black women to know? How do you feel about these secrets? I am getting a little antsy, but let's continue.
Expect. I've talked to at least 3 white guys who told me in the past that they have this. One did actually do this, introduce a black woman to his white family, but the other 2 didn't. And this is a fantasy. I will be the 4th guy, because I've introduced 2 black women to my family. but it was just my parents. It was not my whole family. But it's one of those things that they don't like to talk about. It's kind of like a secret thing where they have this fantasy of just the thrill of going against the grain, the thrill of introducing a black woman to their white family, and not announcing it beforehand. Maybe for some announcing it beforehand, but they kind of keep it a secret. They don't really talk about it because it's one of those fantasy things. It's kind of like with all the other points, but you know, you have to understand the mindset here of the white guy. I can't speak for black guys because I'm a white guy. I was born like this, but we're brought up with, as black people too, but just in different ways with certain values. And when you cross those values or when you cross those barriers, it's not good, you know. It's the same with black people. If they introduce a white guy in family, some families have a problem with it, others don't. But if you do that on the fly, or if you do that without announcement, it kind of startles. And for white guys, it's especially white guys who are more challenging kind of type. They like to do it, but they like to keep it a secret unless and until they actually do it. So it's a bit unexpected, if you will. So I like to keep that a secret until they actually do it. So that's 6 secrets that white.
So there it is. 6 secrets. What do you think of these secrets, ladies, gentlemen? Are they astounding? Are they, new? Let me know in the comments. Drop it in the comments below. I'm going to pull it into this video. And listen, I want to take the time to thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, be blessed and bye-bye.